Alright, so we're back with part 2 of day 2, and we need about 300 substats to hit level 11. Got a couple options for that. We could go kind of lame route and donate money to Boris's statue. I'm not sure how much you would need to get 364 substats, but we could also try to finish up a Boo Peak, and we haven't smashed any barrels yet. And we don't have the Shrine to the Barrel Gods, so we're probably going to hit a Mimic here when we do it. Yeah, there we go. I believe without the Shrine, we'll most likely get a Clover once we turn the crank twice. So let's go ahead and turn the crank. We could spend quite a lot of adventures, so it may be worth just doing 2 here to turn the crank. And there we go, we got a Clover. So let's head on over to Abu Peak and get a couple more clues. And then we'll head to our Matifier Maximizer, do Cold Res, comma, Spooky Res, or you could do Spooky, comma, Cold, whatever. And the guide will actually give you a good idea of how much you need of HP. So we're at the point where we would need 214 HP to survive one whole clue. We're going to get a total of 106 Spooky and 106 Cold. Let's go ahead, and we need a saucepan to continue. So we'll use some chewing gum to get that saucepan. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now, after casting that, we only need 176 HP. We can easily survive 3 clues. And then we'll use one of our clues. Adventure there. And we'll pick the top option each time. And each clue should reduce our hauntedness by 30%. And we should have enough HP to survive one more clue without doing a restore first. There we go. One more time, not using a clue. And Abu Peak is done. Visit the Highland Lord. Restore our HP. And we still need a few hundred stats here to level up. So let's see what we have. Okay, we have a wretched looking seal. Let's go pick up a few ancient seals. Oh yeah. Good call, Mafia, good call. Definitely want to put our normal stuff back on first. What to equip? We'll just go with that. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, we don't have 3 candles. Let's buy 9 of them. Actually, let's go with 10. In case we need to make an imbued candle. Let's fight another one. And one more. And then let's head over to the Smackateria. And let's do a cute baby seal. That's probably fun to kill, right? Oh, look at the little baby seal. Let's kill him and pull off his flipper. There we go. Severed flipper. And that gave us 33. Let's try the armored seal. How many candles do we need for that one? 10. This one looks pretty tough. Well, he's dead now. Alright, so we still need another 147. Let's go ahead and just fill up our belly real quick. So we got 2 omelets, 2 pies, and a pasty. We're obviously going to use our milk first. And we may as well round out our liver as well at the same time. And there we go, that took us to level 11, so now we can use our first astral energy drink. And that puts us at 183 adventures. Let's go ahead and head over to the council, get the MacGuffin quest. We're going to switch to our reassembled Blackbird. We do have a Blackbird, right? Yeah, there we go. Just not set as a favorite. And then we'll want to switch our mood to the plus combats. We want to run plus 5% encounters, ideally. And we're at plus 0. What are we missing here? Oh yeah, Bram's choker. Alright, let's go bust a ghost. Yeah, we'll go bust that ghost real quick. Okay, so when you do the Black Forest, you should have a reassembled Blackbird in your terrarium from the first time you did the forest. If you didn't already know, you can grow that thing when you assemble it. While you do the Black Forest, you'll fight the Black Panther and you'll get broken wings, and then you'll fight the Black Adder and you'll get sunken eyes. Paste those together and you get a reassembled Blackbird. Put it in your terrarium and then you can pull it out to use next time you do the Black Forest. And then we want to run plus 5 combat just so that we don't get that non-combat too often. Now, when you're in run, you can see we got broken wings again the first time we fought that Panther. And then if we get the Black Adder and we get those sunken eyes, we can paste those together and have another reassembled Blackbird that we're not going to put in our terrarium. That one will still fly around and help us find stuff. So at that point, you can put the familiar back in the terrarium and pull out your normal one and still get the benefit of the having to reassemble Blackbird. I'm going to snoke bomb that Black Widow so we don't have to deal with getting poisoned as much. Alright, so Black Adder. And there we go, we got our sunken eyes. Mafia will paste that thing together for you. You can confirm by looking in your list here. We now have a reassembled Blackbird. And we can put our barrel back as the active familiar, so we can get that sweet MP and HP regen. Okay, so guide will tell you here about what percentage you're at, and it will recommend, hey, maybe you should pull and wear the blackberry galoshes. That's definitely an option, and we have two spaces left for pulls, so probably would be a good idea, but I'm not going to do it because I want to pull a couple things hopefully to assist with tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get a nightcap, but if we don't get the nightcap, we're going to need to pull one. And of course, the first time you get that non-combat, I just kind of glossed through it without showing you, but you want to get the beehive the first time that you do it. So go towards the buzzing noise and then just keep going until you get that beehive, because we're going to need that to fight the wall of skin. Other than that, you want to fight the bushes until you get at least 3 blackberries. Once you have 3 blackberries, you can go to the cobbler and get some shoes or whatever you want made. Alright, so we got the black market. Head on over there, buy a can of black paint and the forged identification documents, and go take a vacation. If you're using Mafia, it's going to automatically read that diary for you, so you don't have to do that part. And then what we're going to do first is switch our mood back. And we could put that choker back on at this point. And let's head on over to the Spooky Raven Manor. And we're going to go to the ballroom. We need to burn 4 turns of delay here to open up the cellar. You can use that dance card from the zombies if you want. We're not a Moxie sign, so or Moxie class, so I don't really care too much about it. If you get the quartet non-combat, you can choose the option to decrease combat encounters if you want. We're only going to really need to have our combat encounters positive one more time when we do Son of a Beach. Alright, so once you get to play the music, you can head down, examine the masonry, and you'll get the mortar dissolving solution. Put on the Spooky Raven spectacles and read it. Mafia will do it for you. And then you want to hit the haunted wine cellar in the laundry room. What we're looking for here is we want to get rid of this skeletal bastard there. Just banish him. And alright, so our eyes yellow thing is done. So let's restore our MP until we're at a high enough level to cast Disintegrate again. And I'm just going to disintegrate the Mad Wino just to make sure we get the Psychotic Train wine, because I really want to use that as a nightcap today. So once we have enough MP, let's set our mood to apathetic, just so we don't end up using some MP between adventures. There we go, we got him. Let's disintegrate him and then put our mood back on. And then the next time we encounter him, we can banish him. And now we will only be encountering the wine racks here, so we can get the bottle of Chateau de Vinegar sooner. Alright, so I'm just going to let Mafia run a few adventures here, and we should get it pretty quickly. We are going to need to save the preferably the Hidden Temple, well, not the Hidden Temple specifically, but the actual Hidden City quest and the Crypt for after we hit level 12. The desert we can do, and we can get the Talisman and do the Palindome. That's fine, but we're going to need at least the Hidden City to flyer in. That's usually enough. And then once we are done with the Hidden City, we can go into the Pyramid and fight Ed, and that should get us to full flyering, but leaving the Crypt as an option as well is a good idea, especially since we're not going to want to do the Crypt until we pull some cornucopias. Alright, so after you get the Chateau de Vinegar, you want to go to the laundry room, and we're looking for the blasting soda, which we got actually our first time there. So combine those two together by cooking, and you can actually just go into Mafia here, and it should show up unstable fulminate. We're going to put that in our offhand. We want to keep our monster level at 100 and head over to the boiler room. Actually 82, as the guide points out, should be enough. But if you get 100, you know for sure you're getting that wine bomb first time you fight that boiler. Use that on the masonry to blow a hole there, and that's going to expose Lord Spooky Raven. Alright, so you do want to make sure you have some spooky resistance or elemental resistance, prismatic elemental resistance before you face him. You'll see why here. It's going to be kind of random. It seems like I usually get spooky damage from him, but sometimes it's sleaze. And this can be quite a bit here. We're only getting 26 points of damage because we have a decent amount of resistance there. Then wipe him out. Okay, now that he's dead, let's go ahead and put on our pirate fledges. And keep your combat encounters as low as possible. We'll save pulling something for that for later. And then head over to the poop deck with your pirate fledges on. What we're looking for is the non-combat. It's always swordfish. That's going to open up low decks. We're looking at a projection of 2.5 turns probably. If you get the set an open course for the Virgin Booty, I recommend, just as the guide does, doing longitude 56, latitude 14. It's going to give you some muscle points. And there we go. That opens up below decks. What we're looking for down here is we want to encounter the Gaudy Pirate twice. And use the Gaudy keys while you have the pirate fledges equipped. Otherwise you won't be able to use them. And another warning is definitely don't start the war before doing this part, because once you start the war, the pirates are gone for the duration of the war. So you would then have to wait till the war is over to actually do the whole Palindome quest, unless you do the long way of doing the Copperhead Club and Red Zeppelin crap there, which is much longer. And for some ungodly reason, we're only encountering the other two bastards instead of the Gaudy Pirate. There we go, we got one. We need one more. If you happen to have a time spinner, that's a good option there. Once you hit that first Gaudy Pirate, head over to your time spinner and travel back to a recent fight and choose to fight a Gaudy Pirate, and you'll get the second key. Make sure you still have those fledges equipped before you use that key. And Mafia will automatically put the two little snakehead charms together into the talisman. And there we go, there's our second Gaudy Pirate. If you have a source terminal, you can duplicate the Gaudy Pirate, and then killing one will give you both keys. Alright. Swap out our fledges for the talisman. And then head to the nearby plains, and the Palindome will now be visible. Before we hit that, let's do this Madness Bakery and bust another ghost. This is a place where olfaction is helpful. If you don't have olfaction, then you can't do that, obviously. Otherwise, you could also do a bounty real quick and then use an odor extractor and use that on Race Car Bob. And, you know, we could have actually picked up this hard bounty and did that while we were doing the top floor. Probably would have been a good idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and head over there. And what we need to do is fight 5 dudes here to get the book that we're looking for. First time you fight Bob Racecar or Racecar Bob, use that camera that we got in the Spooky Raven Manor to get the photograph of a dog. And then the other 3 photographs are going to come from non-combats. So we need to have our non-combats up. You want your item drops to be sufficient to get the stunt nuts as well. And the guide, I believe it does, yep, keeps track of how many dudes you fought. So we've fought 2 dudes. There's one other dude that you can encounter besides the Bobs, and that's the Drab Bard. So that one will count as a dude as well. But there's a myriad of other creatures here, like the Tan Gnat, the Taco Cat, the Stab Bat, the Evil Olive, and you'll be encountering all of them as well. So it can take a little while. If you have olfaction and you olfact Bob, one of the Bobs, it'll be a little easier, quite a bit easier actually. We need to fight one more dude. Obviously the Time Spinner is another option if you have that. You could travel back to a recent fight and fight another Bob or the Bard, and that would work as well. There we go. There's our 5th dude, and he drops I Love Me Volume 1. Use it, and then head to Dr. Awkward's office and place the stuff on the shelves. If you don't know the order and you don't use Mafia for some strange reason, then it's going to be a photo of God, a red nugget, photo of dog, and then a photo of an ostrich egg. Once you arrange those, you will fight Dr. Awkward. Well, actually get beaten up by him. And he's going to drop To Love Me Volume 2. Use that. Talk to Mr. Alarm. And do not do the quest to go get the wet stew because we are in softcore. We are going to pull a wet stew. And then we will make a wet stunt nut stew. And then return to Mr. Alarm's office. Put on the Mega Gem. And then go wipe out Dr. Awkward. Alright. So he's out of the way. Take this crap off because it's no good to you now. And then we're going to put on the UV resistant compass in our offhand. Make sure you put that on before you hit the desert. Just the other day on my main, I went into the desert and I spent like 4 turns before I realized I didn't put that stupid thing on. If you don't have the compass on, each turn here will do 1% of exploration. If you have the compass on, it does 2%. Huge difference. If for some reason you opened up the pyramid strictly by exploring, you're talking a difference between 50 and 100 turns. That's a huge difference. So your first time here, you'll get ultra hydrated, 10 adventures of it. And this is another place where you can use a clover that's going to be useful. And that is to get ultra hydrated for 20 adventures in the Oasis. Okay, so we should be getting the Nasir encounter. Nasir, whatever you want to call him. And then we'll want to do 5 more adventures in the desert. and you can let Mafia run them for you as well. And while that's running, let's real quick pull this up. So tomorrow we're actually going to need, we can remove those. We're going to need some stone wool, at least 2, if not 3. We'll reevaluate our booze choices then. And we'll probably just pull a clover here in a minute, rather than trying to go through getting one. Okay, hit the Oasis, confirm that you do in fact want to use your clover. Restore HP. And then hopefully we'll get it in 10, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so after 9 adventures, we have 2 pages left. Let's see what happens on this 10th adventure here. No. Alright, let's restore. And let's give it another couple turns here and see what happens. Come on. Come on. Just need 2 pages. Just 2 more pages. There we go. Alright, so once you have the pages, take off that stupid compass. Put back on your item drop. Go to the Oasis. And if you wanted to here, you could disintegrate some of the scarab beetles to get a mojo filter to use tomorrow, so that we can use 2 astral energy drinks. But we'll probably just pull a mojo filter instead. So we want to set our goal as 1 stone rose and 1 drum machine. And we should get the stone rose after 5 turns there. And yeah, it does tell you in the guide the delay for that. Here we go. Anytime now. Stone rose. Come on. Okay, there we go. So once we have all those, let's head over and turn all that stuff in. Each of these little sightseeing pamphlets are going to give us 15% exploration, and then worm riding, which you need the drum machine for, is going to give us another 30. So as you can see, you'll need your desert exploration to be at 40% before you use all those. Okay, so we've got the pyramid revealed. We can't go in there yet until we do the hidden city. And we have the crypt left to do as well. And we still have 86 adventures left for the day. And we're not quite at level 11 yet. We need another 793 substats. And we should be out of poles now. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and wrap up the day. And then we should start tomorrow with pretty close to 200 adventures. Let's actually just do the math real quick. We're going to have plus 22, plus 40, plus 86. That's going to equal 148. And our psychotic wine should be giving us about 20 or so. It's going to be a little bit more after we cast Ode. So yeah, we should be safe. So let's go ahead and overdrink. And then put on our rollover gear. and we're going to start with 173 adventures tomorrow. So 173 before consuming anything. And actually, we can round out our spleen real quick here too. Let's see what we have to pulverize. We don't want to pulverize that. Drowsy sword and leather chaps and mesh cap. And then let's do the we'll do both of those. We'll keep 2 of those glowing red eyes. That gives us enough wads to round out our spleen. And there we go. So spleen is full, and that actually takes us up to 180. So we'll have 180 before we even eat anything tomorrow. Right. So basically, we'll be going into tomorrow with the crypt and the hidden temple left to do. We need to level up as quickly as we can, so we may end up having to do some of the hidden city. We'll probably actually just do some of the crypt instead, because I prefer to save that hidden city for flyering. And then once we hit that level 12, we'll start the war, and we'll flyer through the whole hidden city quest, and of course killing Ed as well if we have to. And I'll show you guys how to do it as a frat quickly in softcore without having to have any fancy items of the month or anything like that. It's going to be easy, you'll see. So tune in tomorrow, come back, and we'll go through day 3, and we'll definitely be ascending tomorrow. We'll break into Prism anyway without much difficulty at all. So if you want to see how we do it, make sure you come back, and it should hopefully go a lot quicker than the run did today, and we'll probably end up with at least a little over 100 turns after we free the king, so we'll have some freedom to do some things to prep for our next life as well. Alright, so I'll see you all tomorrow then. Thanks for watching.